Back in 2018, I started my programming journey and began to learn new programming languages and libraries. At that time, I searched on YouTube for a portfolio site to showcase all the projects and works that I've done. However, even after numerous searches, I couldn't find one that was compromising and none of them satisfied me. Even now, if I search on YouTube, there are many standard portfolio sites that look very basic compared to the premium ones listed on the award site. So, I took on this challenge and started to break down the premium portfolio sites. If you want something more like a 3D portfolio site, you can enroll in the professional 3JS course where I'll teach you how to create a 3D portfolio site using the popular JavaScript library 3JS. Now, let's get to the work. I have two main criteria for this video. I won't be using 3JS because it's more advanced and takes a lot of time to build. Therefore, I'm not going to use it. Secondly, since the actual video took me around 3.5 hours, I can't actually upload that long video because it's pretty much boring. So I'll only summarize the necessary and important parts on how I build this site. But before that, let's take a quick look at this portfolio site. Well, that's a lot of work. Actually, how did I create this? A few days ago, I was browsing awards to get some ideas for the portfolio site that I'm going to create. Then I came across this site by Dennis Snellenberg, which is 10 out of 10. So I plan to recreate the site. Now, the question is it legal to recreate a site from scratch? Of course, it is. But you shouldn't be using any images from this site because that will lead you to the copyright infringement. Well, actually, if you look at this site, there is a lot happening here. The animations, the hovering effects, etc. So I can recreate this site because every animation used on this site is public and can be used on your own site. So now I have an idea, I have a plan to create this. Remember the criteria, so we shouldn't be using 3JS, but most probably we don't need 3JS to recreate this site because it's all in 2D. So now I'm going to use a library called GSAP, aka Green Sock Animation Project. Before moving on to the actual site, let's first understand GSAP. There are a lot of things you can do with GSAP, but let's focus only on the portfolio part. So here I want to animate the text while scrolling this page. For that, we're going to use the scroll trigger effect. Well, to understand scroll trigger, here's an example. Let's get straight to the point. Here's the actual parallax header animation, which was built using GSAP. To give you an idea, I choose this example. If you see here, there is a div class called hero where we're going to trigger our animation in this part. So for that, I'll initialize that inside my JS. First, we need to add a timeline to animate this image, and then I'm going to call the scroll trigger plugin. Before using any GSAP plugin, you need to first register that. So you can register that just like this, gsap.register plugin, and the plugin you want to use in this project. So in this case, it's scroll trigger. So I'll just enter that as scroll trigger. So it's very important when you're working on a project, and here we can't find that because in CodePaint they support GSAP and you can use any plugin you want, even the premium ones for free. So once you're done with that, we have called the scroll trigger plugin, and inside that we are going to set the animations. The first use case would be the trigger because you need to tell GSAP where you're going to perform the animation. Then start the use case where you can either use the div class name to perform animations for a particular image, or you can use it for the entire section using the top at the start and bottom top at the end. Just refer the documentation. I'll briefly explain what you can use and what you shouldn't. You can check there. So that's how this scroll trigger works. Now I'm going to build this portfolio site. The first step is to build the header part, and here I've already done that. Now let's animate it using a GSAP. Then I'll add the necessary details like the text, hover effects, and the media files. Next, let's work on the about page. Here we're going to use the scroll trigger plugin animations for the image. I'll do that shortly, and now it looks pretty good, right? Alright, I'll complete the rest of the page by adding the titles and paragraph. Now it's time to move on to the actual work page. So similar to Dennis' website, I'm going to add some brief listings and listings with images. I'll work on 4 different example pages. In example 1 and 2, it's a simple basic page where I added laptop screens and inserted some high definition images to make it look better. In example 3 and 4, I added mobile screens which give a different look to the page. On page 4, I added a logo.svg and made it rotatable with the help of GSAP. Finally, I added the transition effect while shifting from one page to another. So this is the site that I built. If you're rebuilding this site, you can do however you want, but note that the images are subjected to copyrights. All the images used in this website are downloaded from Dribble, so kindly remove that image and use your own image. So that's how you can create a premium website using this GSAP plugin. Okay, so if you're trying to build some 3D websites using GSAP, then you should definitely check out the professional 3JS course. So I'll leave that link right below this video description, so don't forget to check it out. And also we had launched our merchant t-shirts and hoodies, so I'll leave that link in the video description. Just check that as well. So that's pretty much it. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.